All right, so welcome to another live video. It's been a while. Yes, that might be a little bit distracting. Let me regroup here. Freaking put it on the other side. Okay, that might actually be better. All right, and I'm gonna pull up the. Hello, everyone. It's been a while. Yes. If you are new to my channel, hi, my name is Yoon. I used to do a lot of live videos, but not so much anymore. My schedule's been busy. Franklin, what's up? It's very hot today. Happy, well, I don't know if it's too happy, but great Memorial Day weekend, right? So, got my journal. I'm looking towards this way because that's where my laptop is, so I can see all the questions that you guys are submitting, and I can put it in chronological order. But in the meantime, so it's been 3 years in the Navy. I'm not new. I watched Ode of ya videos, but blessing to you too. Thank you. It's been 3 years in the Navy so far. It's crazy because time flies by. Feels like it was not too long ago. What does it feel like, bro? Dude, I need to get out. I need to get out of this place. I need to get out of the Navy, man. It's not all bad. There's pros and cons. Pros, it's Chia Chun Su. What's up? The pros are, it's like, it's a great experience, and you can take this experience right in the Navy and use it in the civilian world. And it all depends on how you incorporate things in your life, but some people benefit from it, some people don't benefit from it. Some people actually get kicked out dishonorably and get held back because of it. What countries have you been in 3 years? Roslyn. I hope I said that right. If I didn't, sorry. I have. So my ship, USS Abraham Lincoln, has been in what's called the shipyards for the last 5 years. So I drew the short end of the stick. Not everyone's Navy experience is going to be like mine, and I hope not all of you experience what I had to experience, because it really sucks. So basically what I'm trying to say is I've been in one place in Virginia for the last 3 years, and I have not gone anywhere with the ship. Now, for my personal travels, I went to Korea to see my family. I went to Florida for Disneyland, and you get military benefits here and there. And this year, I'm trying to go to Brazil to see my girlfriend. She's graduating college, so yeah. But my personal travels with the Navy, I haven't done anything like that. If you want to see like where you can travel to, I have a buddy traveling with Jose. If you don't know him, right, I highly recommend you YouTube him. Traveling with Jose. A very cool guy. He's if you follow him on Instagram, you can see that he's in Greece right now. But this is Jose right here. Just put in traveling with Jose and see all the different places that he's been into. Cool dude, makes good vlogs. Excited to and I did a partnership with him with a video that should be coming out in a couple of months or so, hopefully soon. What's up, Guam boy? What do you dislike the most, Franklin? Two things come to my mind right now, Frank. Number one, it's the people, right? the people make it the most difficult thing in the world. You know, the Navy, the military itself, in my opinion, is a wonderful program, right? It's a wonderful organization. But the thing that makes it extremely bad and crappy is the people that have strong opinions of how things should be. And sometimes, they don't really care for anybody else but themselves. Are you an E4 now? Yes, I'm an E4 selectee. And they basically, do everything on their own and, basically have the mentality of screw everybody else. And those people are what make it the crappiest. And the second thing is the fact that I can't get out of, I'm obligated, right, to do 5 years, right? You might join the military and you might think before you join, oh, it's going to be wonderful. But for some people, it is, right? Some people get to go cool places and do something relaxing and chill out for their whole military careers. But some people, like me, draw the short end of the stick and have to deal with tremendous amount of crap, right? And it's the fact that you can't quit, right? You're obligated by almost a law, a contract, that you have to serve a certain amount of time. And there's a lot of people that I know. Some people, depression in the military, it's real, man. Some people, can't handle the stress and, get separated and go somewhere else. And some people find a way or figure out a way legally or illegally to get out of the Navy. And, I've seen that happen. I've seen a lot of people, that subscribers view me, join the Navy, have seen me, and I talk to them, and then, 6 months later they're getting kicked out, or 6 months later they're getting out of the Navy for whatever reason. Yeah, so that's been one of the more depressing stuff. In Cali, my first see. Dre, man, see, that's the stuff that I'm talking about, man. See, I'm an LS. Dre's an LS. But he got stuck with the shore duty in California. But here I am in Virginia, stuck for 3 years. And for my first 2 years, the only thing that I've done is nothing LS related. Some people some other YouTubers will say, like, oh, everyone does it. Everyone cleans and everyone, has to go through that process. But no. You don't understand. Some ships have it worse than others, right? Especially mine, have been in the shipyards. It was absolutely filthy. I would clean and then I'd come home, blow my nose. I'd be blowing black snot because I inhaled so much dust. So yeah, it's luck of the draw. All you can do is have a positive mental attitude and push through. And by the end of it, will I be a mentally stronger person? Yeah, but what's the cost of it? You're just miserable for 5 years. If you could start over, what MOS would you pick? MOS, it's like I think that's like an Army and Marines or something term. In the Navy world, it's a rating, right? Rate. Credit card holder, see that you're still doing like S1 related stuff, right? You're still doing some type of LS related stuff. Franklin, MOS, what MOS is into the Army is the same as rate into the Navy. So it's basically your job. So if I had to do it all over again, I definitely come in as CTI. And I highly recommend you guys. CTI is language interpreting, right? Documents and translating. You go to school for like 9 months or so to learn a different language. You don't have to have any knowledge of the language, but as long as you can score high on your ASVAB, you can pick that. And it's a difficult school, and you learn a different language. I think that's the most beneficial thing outside of the Navy. Whether you want to use it or not, but at least you get to you learn and your whole job for 5 years or so is speak a different language, and you'll be proficient by the end of it. So, and you also get paid, and you get enlistment bonus and all that kind of stuff. So CTI for a different language, I would have done Korean, just because I'm Korean. I'm not proficient at it, but I came from Korea when I was 8, so I could have mastered it. But had I known, right? Uh, what do you appreciate the most, Chia Chun-Soo? The financial opportunity that the military has given me, right? The financial opportunities. Before I joined the Navy, I had $200 in my bank account. Before I had joined the Navy, I had $200 in my bank account. But now, if you look at it, I have $35,000 in my bank account, right? Financial opportunity in the Navy, in the military, it's real, right? Some people, right, don't take the opportunity, and they only have $25 in their bank account. But as long as you take the opportunity, save up, invest, and do whatever you want to do, you can make a lot of money. And by the time you get out, you have a lot of options, right? Money gives you options, gives you power. Gonna be doing my job, or let's see. Okay. Can you explain how being attached to a squadron works? I think if you are attached to a squadron for the first time, I know like some of my friends, they were LSs and they were attached to a squadron. So basically, right, you are with a aircraft or aircrafts, like one or two. I don't know. I don't know exactly how that world works. But I cater to them. Being in the carrier, squadrons come on board for a brief period of time, and then they train or whatnot, and then they fly off. They go somewhere else, and you're attached to a aircraft or aircrafts, and this guy in particular was attached to a squadron for the first 3 years, and then now moved to a DDG. So he had a pretty cool experience. He got to go in Florida, be with squadron there. Wherever the aircraft goes, he goes. Got to go to Virginia, and now he's in Hawaii in a DDG. So he got to at least travel and see different parts of the country, the states. Hi, names. I don't know exactly how to say your name. I don't know exactly how high you have to score. That's something you would have to talk to your recruiter. But I would say, in my opinion, 80 would be a pretty good ASVAB score. It might be more. I don't know. That's something you just have to ask your recruiter. But I just know it's got to be pretty high. Leo. Counts as SEAL duty from my understanding. Yes, some squadrons don't deploy though. Yes, that's correct. Squiggly Pop, what's up, man? What's up? Welcome. A lot of new faces. I've been doing live for a long time, and not a lot of people that I recognize now are here. How often do you get drug tested? It depends. It's random, right? So you could do it once a year, or you could do it 2, 3, 4, 5 times a year. It's all random. One of the more popular times is during the holiday seasons when everyone's gone for a long period of time. So for example, during Christmas, right? I take leave to go home for 12 days, right? And then you come back, and then, boom, surprise, command sweep, right? The people who took the first palm to go home for Christmas come home, take the drug test, pee in a cup or whatever, tested. And, the next second palm, which is people who take leave during New Year's, go on leave, and then they come back, and then boom, drug tested there. And then, throughout the year, one more time or 2, 3 times, it's all random, or, however they want to do it. Yeah. Do you have your own room now, or do you stay in the ship still? I stay in the ship. Can I get a room outside? Yes, but do I prefer it? No, I don't have a car. It's one of the ways I save a lot of money. I just live in the ship. It's miserable. Yes, it's very difficult sometimes. Yes. But I don't mind it. How long are you attached to your first command? I am attached for a full 4 years and 9 months, which is pretty crappy because there's one of the biggest things that I'm one of the biggest things, right? I came to my ship like September of 2015, right? And a lot of my friends that what do you call dept? No, dept in? No, no, not that. In with, their seashore rotation is 3 years, meaning you do 3 years at sea, 3 years at shore, 3 years at sea, 3 years at shore, right? And you rotate. And if you want to stay in 20 years, that's how you do your seashore rotations. But LS is like me, unfortunately, we have the short end of the stick. You join 4 years and 8 months, you are out at sea, then 3 years at shore command, and then 4 years out at sea, and then 3 years at shore command, and then 3.5 years out at sea. That's not the exact, but it like reduces over time, and then you're basically done. So basically, LS is you do more sea time compared to other people, which kind of sucks. Are you how long? Okay, are you used to be the sea cadets? What are your thoughts? I have personally not been my sea cadet, but some sea cadets actually come tour the carrier, so that's pretty cool. And I think if you're interested in the military, I think you should. After high school, you can come in, and depending on I don't know exactly the ins and outs of it, you can come in as E2 or E3. Chris, yes, I am Asian. Can you hook up with the females at your command? If you so choose to, yes, you can. Myron. How much did they pay you when you first went in? I think my first paycheck was like $1,400 for 2 months, and after that, when I went to A school, it was like $1,600, and it slowly increased over time. Within 3 years, it was like 1,700, 1,800, and now it's like 1,900, and soon it's going to be in like the $2,100 area. So yeah. Alex, I signed up for a 4 years active with 1 year extension. So 1 year extension was really not a choice for me. Everyone had to during this period of time. So a total of 5 years active duty, and 3 years inactive, totaling 8 years. So everybody has to do 8. So you can come in with a 4 years active duty, but you have 4 years of inactive duty. So everybody has to do 8 no matter what. You could come in for 6 years active duty, and then there's 2 years inactive duty. So sea time is based on your rate. Yes. Have you ever considered being a recruiter? If I was to stay in and do a shore command, I would try to be a recruiter. It's not always guaranteed that you can get this certain location, because it'd be nice if I could, still be in the military and buy a house and be close to my family. That's the biggest thing for me. I gotta be close to my family. I'm at my house right now, in Pennsylvania with my family. I took the bus yesterday from Virginia overnight, came to Philadelphia Saturday morning at like 07:30, took the train down to where I live, and then took the lift back home. So yeah, I came home earlier today from Virginia. Squiggly Pop, you're awesome. Thank you. You're awesome too. Gonna be a nice 180 pay raise. Yes, Stray Bush. Especially for me soon. Oh my gosh, man. My 3 years at MX, welcome back. It's been a while. My 3 years at sea comes in at September, and I get like a $250 or $350 pay raise. It's going to be awesome. And then, I also picked up E4. So I get my pay raise, and I'm going to get paid earlier compared to everybody else because I scored extremely high. Estela Castro, my girlfriend, hi. Say hello, everyone. You should stay in and be at NC. What are your thoughts? BX, the military thing is not for me, man. It's just It's just I can't do it, man. The military thing is not for me. And no matter how you do it. MX, yes, I've been, busy and uh, working extremely long hours. Just did not have the energy. Smoke weed every day. I have not smoked a single thing. Alex, I think for me, it's in my blood, man. Like I just can't work for somebody else or something else. I just gotta have my own thing and do my own thing. Yeah, so the idea of having to work for somebody else is just not within me. What is it like on the ship? The ship's all right. So what's the plan after the military? I feel that you though, because I'm like that too. Yeah. Hey, how's it going? Arctic, what's up? So you're E4 now. E4 select, yes. What's it like on the ship? It's all right. It's got its pros and cons. Um, food's right there. The gym's right there, which I don't really use. But uh, the reason why I like to stay in my ship is because I can, there's no commuting time. That's the biggest thing for me. I hate commuting, right? If I got a place outside the ship and I got to figure out transportation, if I got a bicycle, great. But, there's maintenance on the bicycle and all that. I'd rather just reduce all and any commuting time and just stay in the ship. That's just my personal preference. Look up LSA school test 1, 2, 3, and 4 on Google. So what's the plan after the military? My current plan after the military is, I have 2 years left, right? And I believe within those 2 years, I can collect right about $40,000 to $50,000. So my goal within the next 2 years is to get out of the military with $100,000. Will I be able to do that? I don't know, but do that. Start my business, buy a house, go to school, use a GI Bill, get paid a lot of money to go to school, and have my own business. Let's see. Estela Castro. I heard being a yeoman was pretty okay. I personally think it's pretty okay too. It looks pretty chill, right? You're basically the secretary for higher ups like the captain, the XO, the command master chief, and yeah. What business do you want to start? I think I should start getting after I get out a dry cleaning business because my parents are in dry cleaning, so have our own business and they can teach me and I can fund it through my own. I have a friend who's a yeoman up in Washington. Guy's living the life. He wants to be a SEAL though. And is it worth to become an officer? Depends, there are some officers that I highly respect. There are some that I don't respect that much. Do you get paid twice the amount of money as the enlisted like me? Yes. But along with that, you're kept to a higher standard. Your uniform has to be all great and pressed, and you don't do as much physical labor. Some officers do. I'm not going to say like everyone, but but you do work long hours, so it's like. And the thing with officer is, it's if you want to do a career, it's not a guaranteed thing, right? You after you make lieutenant, you have to get lieutenant commander. If you can't, then you get fired. So yeah. Do you start doing your job as an LS as soon as you get your first command? Survivor. Not all the time. for me, I haven't for the first 2 years. Um, it's all the luck of the draw. It's all, where you end up. What's your favorite thing about the Navy? Squiggly Pop. All I care about really is money and finances, and after I get out, how will the Navy set me up for the future? And then that's my favorite thing, right? While I'm in the Navy, I'm saving up as much money as I can, right? Food and place to live is all paid for, right? For the most part. Uh, so right now, I've been able to save a lot of money. Um, and then after I get out, I use my Montgomery GI Bill or post 9/11. I think I'm going to use post 9/11, and then go to school. And then when I go to school, they pay me BAH. And I calculated for my school, it's $2,000 a month for 36 months, so that's $72,000. Then I'm going to be able to pocket and save, and so yeah, financially, it's going to set me up for a very long time. I've always wanted to join the USMC, but sometimes when I think about it, I might not make it through 4 years. Still going to enlist it though. The good thing about being in LS is that you get a lot of experience and certs if you get out. Yeah. That seems to be the theme for most people joining the armed forces. Yes. For those of you, right, I'm going to do a right hook here. I have another channel, right? It was recently affected by the change in YouTube subscription policy. I would very appreciate it if you could make this YouTube channel that I have, it's a watch channel, into 1,000 subscribers. It would mean a lot to me. There's not a lot of things that I ask for, but if you could go to Yoon Kim Project, I'll even link it down here. Go there and then subscribe. I just need 1,000 subscribers by the end of this week, because I gotta get paid in that channel. I would highly appreciate it. Thank you very much. If you subscribed, please say you subscribed so I can thank you. Do you have a lot of free time on the ship? It depends, Squiggly Pop. If you are out at sea and doing your job, on a daily basis, you work bare minimum 12 hours, up to 16, 17 hours. So, it gets crazy and hectic. Arctic, thank you for your subscription. MX, thank you. Still Geo, thank you. Squiggly Pop, thank you. It means a lot. That channel used to make me a lot of money, but the YouTube subscription policy changed. Hi, name Lael. Thank you for your already subscription. X Viper, thank you. So yeah, you work long butt ton of hours. Sometimes when you are at shore, you'll be a bit relaxed, but when you're out at sea, man, you just work like 70, 80 hours a week. I got posted at Florida for your first command, man, or your squadron, or in a ship. But even then, Florida, see, that's still pretty great. You don't have to hit the bell, man. It's not like I post there. I just have my one video that rakes in a crap ton of views. That, it's just not making any money for me right now. But yeah, man, MX, if you get Florida for your first command for show duty, that's like the life. It'll be short-lived probably. It'll only be like 2-3 years, whatever. But you know what? Screw it, right? That's still great. I'm still tired from came up from Virginia this morning. Telling you shore duty, man. If you could have picked a different rate, what would have been, Alex? Earlier I said this. You probably weren't here. That's fine. That would be CTI and mass communication specialist. So I always recommend, pick a job that you think you would like. Don't pick something you don't really are not too sure of. And CTI is language, right? You can have no language background experience. If you have it, it helps. So I would have picked either, Korean, and there's different options like Chinese, German, and a bunch of different stuff. But I would have came into the military, CTI, Korean, got enlisted bonus, and I'd be mastering my native tongue. Watching Star Wars right now, the original one. So yeah, I would have came in CTI, mastered my Korean, and get out of the Navy, bilingual. Or if I couldn't even get Korean, I could have gotten like German or something, and I'd be trilingual by the time I get out. One of my friend, he speaks Russian, so he's in the program for that. But then he didn't make the cut, and he's now with me in my ship. And MC, because I like social media and making stories and videos and all that kind of stuff. So mass communication specialists work along that, taking pictures, making videos for the ship, and communicating mass to the masses, right? Yeah. But do you think I will be able to advance while at shore duty at first command in the Navy? Yeah, why not? I know one guy, he's an LS. He went to shore duty his first time and then came out as E5 after 3 years. So yeah. Got to go, Squiggly Pop. Thank you for stopping by. I'm going to have probably one more live session later on today, and then probably some more tomorrow. So, Leo, have fun at work. Stay safe, stay brave. But man, I'm a little bit tired. MX, are you in like A school right now? If it's after 8, I'll give a look. Do you know classified information? No. They're not going to tell me, man. They're not going to tell me classified stuff. Anything classified, right? The top people are going to know, and it's not going to come out. Back from A school, graduated earlier already. But yeah, do I have a secret clearance? Yes, but the earth is flat. Yep. Oh man. Yeah, like I'm like, half tired. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep. David, you're welcome. Have a great Navy day. Yeah, man, I came up from Virginia to Pennsylvania. I took the Greyhound bus, and I've been in the bus, and you don't get the most comfortable sleep in the bus. So probably drink some coffee later on. It's a way for the government to get rid of higher pay grades if normal working hours. MX, what's your rate? hello for those people that are joining me. Still Geo, the government. Not saying you are, but lately I've been getting a lot of troll people. Like, they comment on my videos saying, like, North Korean agent. Uh, and they do that for, like, like 20 different videos. Which I don't really care. So are you on shore duty now? MX, no. I still. I'm with my ship for the remaining of my contract for 4 years and 8 months. Uh, so there's a lot of people that, in my comments, like, they troll. And, sometimes I feel bad for them, It's just like, hopefully I'm helping them in some way. But, sometimes I just think they just go and troll and leave weird comments in my videos for no reason. And it really doesn't do any good for them. Maybe some temporary entertainment value, but I'm going to my command soon. What's your rate again? I don't think you told me your rate. No. Oh. Did you? Let me see. Well, MXEN, MXEN, MX Engineman, MX the Engineman. There's a guy in my ship. His last name, his literal last name is Navy. Like, his name itself is Navy. So, like, it, his full name is Joe Navy, which is the craziest thing. Is it possible to attempt becoming a nurse in the Navy? I mean, if you get your degree, yes. If you go the State 21 route, no. Seaman to Admiral Program 21, no. If you are in the Navy and then you get your college degree, then you apply and, I don't know exactly how all the ins and outs of it. But yeah. So what do you think as an EN going for shore? I don't know exactly, all they do or, what shore type of shore command you're going to, but hopefully they send you to some sea schools, That's why, hopefully that's why they're sending you shore. But I think, I don't know if you know, but I think you're only going to be in shore command for like 3 years and then they're probably going to send you to like a ship or something. Joe Navy, not. Yeah, could you imagine if Joe Navy joined like an army or something and his name is Joe Navy? My classmates got C school, I didn't. Sometimes that's good because I heard people who get C school have to like sign a 1 year extension. But I know this one person didn't go to C school, but they're still sending her anyway without an extension. So, I don't know exactly how, but for her, it worked out. And then I think you come out after C school as like a third class or something. I guess it would depend on your rate. Some do, some don't. Why do you have a 5 year contract? John, that was the mandatory thing for my year group as an LS. So before I joined 2014. That's when I signed my contract. At 2013, people were still coming in with a 4 year contract. So for me, I drew the short end of the stick. So from now and still continuing, people who are coming in now have a 5 year contract, 4 years active duty, 1 year extension. So totaling 5 active duty. How old were you when you joined? Jay Gomez, I left boot camp June 2nd, 2014, and I was 22, 21, 21? Yeah, I left June 2nd of 2014, and I was 21. And then I turned 22 June 2nd, June 3rd, because that's when my birthday is. Um, so I turned 22nd. Still, Geo, was it worth it? Let me get back to it. Let me get back to it. Let me catch up to the other questions. Yes, that's true. I have another yeoman friend who got volunteered to go to sub school. Sub school. They get like instant promo. It's like 100% or something. How old were you when you joined? Yeah, I answered that. He didn't even agree to it, but they sent him anyways after they changed his orders. Oh man. So was it worth it? That's the freaking question of the day, you know? Was the Navy worth it? Yes, because the Navy is so crappy. From my experience, right? You know, you're not going to have the same experience as I did. The Navy is so stressful, so crappy, so frustrating that it like expanded my capability of taking crap in, you know? Like I can endure so much more bullcrap thanks to the Navy, right? Like if someone told me, Kim, you have to work 70 hours this week, I'd be like, all right, it's whatever, it's just any other day, right? Back in the civilian world, before I joined, it's like after 40 hours a week, it's like, oh my gosh, I gotta get overpaid, overtime paid, and it's a lot. But like in the Navy, you work like 70, 80 hours a week. It's like, well, heck, man, I'm working twice the amount of hours as I was, but I'm getting paid. Basically, I calculated one day, like there was like a week ago, I worked like 80 hours that week, and I was like, if I get paid 725 and then I get paid overtime, I'd be making more money if I was in the civilian world than I do in the Navy. Which is true, by the way. 80 hours after 40 hours, and you get, 1.5, half more overtime pay. 80 hours a week times 7.5, and then 40 times 7.5, and then 10 point whatever times another 40. You get paid more than people who are actually in the Navy. But it was worth it because of that. I took in so much crap that if I have a business, when I have a business, I can take it. I can take all the stress. It's no problem. But on the other side, was it worth it? No, because I'm miserable. I can tell you now, I'm definitely miserable. I can't wait to get out of the Navy. Like if I could, if the Navy said, hey, Kim, give us $10,000 and you can get out of the Navy, I'd be like, all right, here's $10,000, let me get out of the Navy. I'm willing to do that, right? Did you do college courses? I took one college course. It was math, algebra. They started in school, in the ship. So John, if you're wondering, is it possible to get a 4-year college degree within 4 or 5 years in the Navy? The answer is no. At best, you'll probably get, if you are extremely lucky, like at best, you could get a associate's degree within that time. Like some people get lucky and get short command, right? And if you join the military purely for college, then you could go full force and take as much college courses as you can. Like I know people who been in the Navy for 5 years and came out with a master's degree, right? But they got short command for the first 3 years, and they overloaded themselves with college classes because when you're in the short command, you don't do as much work as you do out at sea. So, Alex, you'll be right back. All right. So yeah. But when you're out at sea, like I said before, you work 12 minimum and 16, 17 hours a day, And then, assuming you get at least 6 hours of sleep, then that's 23 hours. Then you get 1 hour. And then maybe during the day, during the working day, you can find a time to go to school and stuff, and 1 to 3 hours there. But there's also a limit. Tuition assistance has a limit, right? The biggest military thing is, you can go to school for free and try to get your degree, but tuition assistance has a limit, right? There's a limited amount that you can use. I think if I remember correctly, don't correct me, but it's like 16 credits a year. That's the limit. Now, could you pay your own money, find uh, scholarships for other things, like use FAFSA and then after that 16 is exhausted, you do more college credits. Yeah, you can. But yeah. And your job itself, hey Earthling, Bison, what's up? And your job itself, like for me, like as a logistics specialist, depending on what school you go to, it also translates into college credits. Um, so yeah, I think if I was to go to school now, I think I would get like 13 college credits, depending on the school. If it's like a military friendly school, I get like 13 college credits for just being an E4. So yeah. What jobs would I have to have the most time to work on school, active duty wise? Jay, there is no silver bullet here. It's the luck of the draw. I would say like a desk job, like CTI. Um, I think that's bias there, but you know that might be the way to go. I don't know which things have the most time at not out at sea, but it's all a matter of luck, right? Unless it's like me, some people like me go to a ship and suffer, and some people go somewhere very chill and enjoy life. And even like HMs, some people go to the ship and they suffer, and some people go to like a hospital or go with the Marines and they chill and they enjoy life. And yeah, it's all luck. It's all luck. Still, Geo, will I be a cop? No, I don't. I'm not interested in being a cop. What is so bad about it? Please tell us what are the things you do or that happens that suck. Beardy, the dragon, it's the people, man. The people. The Navy itself, like I said, the military itself is a wonderful program. The military is a wonderful program. The thing that's most frustrating is the people that run the military, right? Some are great people. There are great people out there, but there are some people, individuals that make it extremely crappy for everybody else. Like there's a lot of injustice being done, and you can try to fight it all you want, but sometimes you can't really do anything about it, and you just gotta take it, man. And I can't discuss that now after I get out of the Navy. Like there's one big injustice that's been done to me. I can't discuss it, after I get out of the Navy, then yeah, because, if I tell what it is now, then, I don't want to get in trouble right now. But after I get out of the military, then, I'm just going to let it loose and tell it like it is. And yeah, there's been some injustice being done, man. Become an instructor at Great Lakes. I wouldn't mind being an RDC, Recruit Division Commander, if I was to be an E5 and get to sea school and be an instructor. That's one thing I would do, but I would not like to work, freaking 18 hours a day and, whatever, 12 or 18 hours a day and freaking train recruits. I mean, I think I'd be a pretty cool instructor. People will come into the boot camp. People will come in for boot camp. They'll be like, "Oh, I remember you," and I'll be like, "All right." So then drop and give me 10. A lot of injustice. Uh-huh. Like not talking to your girlfriend. Becoming a yeoman. It's you take your ASVAB. Hopefully you score high enough. Pick the yeoman rate. Uh, and then you go to Mississippi Meridian, and then you become a yeoman, man. Yeoman man. So really, the only benefit is money, John. No, the money. If I had to be honest, you could make more money out in the civilian world, right? I work like 80 hours a week. You know, if you could find a job 80 hours a week, you could work $7.25 an hour and work 80 hours a week, and you'll be paid more than the military. That's that's facts. That's straight off facts right there. Uh, in that sense, that you can save. Yes, so you know, you get food, health insurance, and all that. Uh, don't mind Estella. All right, she's a troll. Uh, the biggest benefit, John, I would say, is the Montgomery GI Bill or post 9/11. The money you get after the military for school. That's the biggest benefit, in my opinion, right? Because then you're set for the next four years at least. Because um, I calculated it. There's a community college 40 minutes away. After I get out of the military, I'm going to come and go to that community college. And then I'm going to transfer into a big university. Every month, you know, school's paid, textbooks paid. Every month, I would get paid $2,000 for 36 months. $2,000 for 36 months. That's $72,000. I'd pocket $72,000. And while I do that, I get a job. And within that 4 years of going to school, you know, get another, you know, $50,000. And, you know, the next 2 years, I get out of the military with $100,000. And after 4 years going to school with a GI Bill and everything, that's another $125,000. That's, you know, $250,000 within 9 years' time, which isn't bad. It's a good starting point. It's a very good starting point. So the military, right, is, in my opinion, if I could sum it up in a sentence, it's a very good starting tool for the next 4 or 5 years. All right, so it's slowing down, and in 7 minutes, I'm going to close it out here. And then I'll probably go live later on today at night when there's going to be a lot more people. So if you have any questions within the next 7 minutes, feel free to ask. What were you going to major in? Before I joined the Navy, I was majoring in business and specifically real estate. I was trying to be a broker, but now I scratch that. I'm just going to do my own thing. I have to go now, probably later in the night. You'll be back. All right, NX. Have a fine Navy day. So, John, you know, my best recommendation is pick a job that, you know, you see there's a lot of benefit. In my opinion, John, CTI. Why not invest in real estate? Not a lot of time for me. I just invest in stocks, man. I have stocks. That's it. Stocks. I have stock investments. That's what I'm like putting my money in right now. Best job for a future entrepreneur. Jay, you know, in my opinion, MC could also be pretty cool. Mass communication specialist, right? Because you take pictures for the ship, you make videos, and you learn editing and different softwares like Adobe Premiere and all that kind of stuff. You learn that in school, and you go to your ship and you use that, right? So you edit videos, make it cool, get stories, and put in blog posts. So when you have your own business as an entrepreneur, you could use that skill you learned while you were in the Navy as a mass communication specialist, you know, for yourself. You know, that's one way you could look at it. or like me as a logistics specialist for a future entrepreneur, it could also be great because um, I handle a lot of ordering and customer service and financial side, making sure things are great, and uh, uh, making sure everything gets issued out, and making sure the paperwork's good to go, and making sure I am like, making sure I'm checking everything to the T. Logistics specialist, was a pretty cool experience, but in my opinion, if I could do it again, I'd just go MC, man. Still Geo, your message was retracted. If you want to say it again, you can say it again. I'm going in as a yeoman, didn't qualify for CTI. How can you stay successful in the Navy throughout your career, college, or Navy? Career as in like your career in the Navy? In college or Navy? Kelvon, college or Navy, I personally believe that it's all, you gotta find the right timing for you as the individual. For me, I think I joined at a right time, right? I had some civilian experience, right? I worked at Hollister and Abercrombie and Fitch and a watch store, and financially I struggled, and I've also went to school, and I was like, you know what, I can't do this, and then I joined the Navy. I had $200 in my bank account, and because I know how it's like in the civilian world, when I joined the Navy, I was able to do so much more, like save a lot of money and have $35,000 in the bank account now, and position myself in a way where after I get out, I'm planning now, and whatever I want to do for the next 5 years, I'm trying to master that skill. Like, for example, I'm investing, and for example, I'm creating and I'm setting up a social media channel for myself. I started this YouTube channel when I joined the military, right? I'm setting myself up while I'm in the military for the next 5 years so I can be successful. Does the Navy charge you to go to college? In a way, let me explain, okay? Later on, let me get to the other questions. I heard sometimes LSs have a lot of spare time, so maybe for school and whatnot. Is this true? Yeah, some LSs do. Like one of my friends, actually two of my friends, three of my friends. Yeah, one guy within 5 years got his master's degree, but he came to shore command first. For the first 3 years, he went to a shore command, right? So he was able to load up like crazy on classes. Another guy, he's been in for 5 years now. He's getting out with an associate's pretty soon. And there's another guy, he's also like 4 classes away from associate. So by the time he gets out of the Navy, he'll have like an associate's and a few extra classes. So is it possible to get a bachelor's degree in the Navy? Yes, but likelihood, no. It's going to be very. You can, but it's going to be very difficult. Does the Navy charge you to go to college? Still Geo. Yes or no, right? Technically, no, because tuition assistance pays for it. But how that works is basically they give you that money and you pay for it. So it's kind of they pay you and then you use that money. But for tax benefits, when for tax season, you can claim it, and then you get a bit more money back for your taxes. So that's pretty cool. I'm in right now and hated only 1 year in. MI. I know you've been MI. I know you've been with me for a while. M with an exclamation mark. Using it as a stepping stone for money, a B education. Don't be a yeoman. It sucks. Why do you say that? I'm going in as a yeoman. So, like I said, right, it's a luck of the draw. Some people get to go a great place and they relax for, their whole career. Some people, maybe for M right here, and myself definitely, get to a crappy place and I hate everything about it. But I'm not trying to deter anybody from not joining the Navy. It's definitely a great program. If I had to, I would join again. if I could go back in time and tell my younger self, if I was to say, hey, you should join the Navy, I would say yes. But I'm going to tell you right now, up front, it's going to be very crappy. But at the end of it, it's going to be great. Is it because of lack of organization? No, the organization's there. It's just it's like I said before, it's the people. People have strong opinions on how things should be, and they dance on the fine gray line of of you know David Ross. David Ross is here. David, I know you leave a lot of comments, especially the North Korea agent thing. What's up, David? Uh, no, it's not the lack of organization. It's the people. Like I said, like there are some people that are, gung ho. They're the true military lifestyle, right? And those are the people that I love to work with. But there are people that are like, I don't care. I'm just gonna, do the bare minimum, and they affect everybody else, right? So in a day, let's say I put, 100% of effort. There are some people that put in like 20% of the effort, and guess what? I'm gonna have to pick up for that person that only puts in 20% of the effort. And it's not like they can get fired. When you are enlisted, you can't get fired, right? You can get counseled and you can get in trouble here and there, yes, but that only does so much. That it's not that effective in my opinion. Punishments are not that effective. People who are crappy stay crappy, from my experience. So what ends up happening is I do my work, right, and I have to pick up for everybody else. And that's one example, right? There are people who are above me that basically control my destiny, and they just do whatever they want sometimes, man. There's a lot of unfairness and injustice being done in the Navy. Nothing crazy like, people are getting away with murder. No. But like favoritism is there, yes. You know, some people get treated a certain way compared to other people. Not so much recognition, you know. But anyway, I hope I answered that question. Like, I can't really give you an example because, if I do, I might get in trouble for saying it. After I get out, then I'll say it, but while I'm in, I can't. I gotta be like all the videos that I have, right? All the videos on my channel that I have, I'm filtering it for you guys. Okay? I am dancing in the fine gray line, right? I'm filtering it for you guys. I can't give you my honest words and honest opinions. I'm like 60% there, but the other 40% I cannot say because then I'd get in trouble. So yeah. It's mainly the people I work for, and I am not a big fan of paperwork. I'm a big fan of paperwork. You know what? I do paperwork all day long. Don't make me carry boxes. I hate that. Just like, I've been doing that for a long time, yes, but, I have a bachelor's in marketing, and when enlisted, big mistakes. And man, I'm pretty sure I told you, if you have, try the officer route. That's what I always recommend. Also, going in enlisted, Tony. Is there any good in being a yeoman? Oh. Why didn't you go officer? Before you join, you don't really know how it's gonna be. I didn't know how it's gonna be. There wasn't YouTube videos and people like me telling you how it honestly is. Giving you my honest thoughts. And that's why I created this channel, right? Had I known that, but then again, school wasn't really for me at that point, so, screw it, I still went enlisted. And, I think if I could go back, I definitely do officer. I definitely do officer. Get paid more, and depending on how you look at it, work the same amount of hours. The level of difficulty in paperwork, yeah, it's there, but I'm sure I could have managed. But yeah. That's what got me. I still don't know what to expect. John, expect the worst. And if you get something that's not the worst, then you're gonna be on cloud nine, right? Hopefully you don't get what I got, and I don't know exactly where M is, but hopefully you don't get what he get. So yeah, man. How often does someone get a 3-year shore duty? Up front, like the first 3-year shore duty, it's depends on when you come in. Sometimes, we don't need a lot of people. Sometimes, for example, like LSs, you don't need a lot of LSs out at sea right now. All right, cool. They're going to put them in shore. But right now, I think we need a lot of LSs out at sea, so they're going to put them a lot out there, and then, once we have too many out at sea, we'll put people up ashore. David Ross, talk about Kim. In my opinion, Kim Jong-un, he's doing his tactic. It's a very common thing that North Korea does. They raise tension, right? Saying like, we're gonna strike down America, and it raises tension, right? And then when the tensions are very high, then they turn around and say, oh, let's have peace talks, and we'll shut down our nuclear program or whatever, and let's participate in Olympics together. And then they start talking, and North Korea is definitely going to want some resources, right? Say like, oh, we'll shut it down if you give us like $10 million or whatever. And then they might be successful, and once they get that money, they're going to raise it back up, saying like, oh, we're going to close our doors and raise the tension again, and then go back to it saying like, oh, we'll calm down if you give us $100 million or a lot of food or whatever. And then and then people will fall for it, and then basically it's just an endless cycle of that. Because you gotta, in my opinion, right, in my non-expert, just random person's opinion, Kim Jong-un and his family, their main goal is to stay in power, right? Their whole goal is to stay in power. It's not like they're going to unify the two Koreas, because once they unify the two Koreas, then everyone's going to know, right? The whole North Korea is going to know that they've been lied to this whole time. So, obviously Kim Jong-un's not going to let that happen, because he knows if that happens, then he's definitely dead, right? So, yeah, it's still going to be separated, and will it be unified in my lifetime? I don't know. Just go officer from the start. One, you enlist, you better perform at your job and get accepted, or else you have no chance. Yeah, man. I agree with them. So, guys, before I do close out here, I just want to give another shameless plug to my other YouTube channel. Right here, my goal is to get 1,000 subscribers at the end of this week. This channel used to make me a lot of money, but with the new YouTube rule saying you could only, it starts at a minimum of 1,000 subscribers, it's definitely affected me. If you could go there and subscribe, and that would mean a lot to me. Just come back on this comments and say I subscribed, and that would I would appreciate that a lot. Go over there, subscribe, and then come back. Still Geo, thank you for your support. Highly appreciated, my man. And I am going to close it out here pretty soon. I've only wanted to do it for an hour. It's been over an hour, which is great. A lot of people. But I am probably going to do it later on tonight, around like 9 o'clock-ish, 10 o'clock-ish. I don't know exactly when-ish. But I'll definitely do another live today, and then tomorrow do it at least twice. So, any final questions before I go? David Ross, always thank you for your support. I know you go through a lot of my videos and type in North Korean agent. Still Geo, you got it. You're welcome, man. So, going out. Any more final questions? Going once. Did you pass your exam? Yes, I did. Woo! 91 percentile. I did it. All right, guys. I'm gonna close it out. See you guys.